The machines hummed their soft, sterile beeping before falling silent. The time of death, 3:42 p.m. The doctor noted it down without meeting my eyes. I stood there, utterly alone. No hand to hold, no arms around my shoulders. Just me and the ghost of the woman who raised me, the woman who deserved so much more than this. Every room on that hospital floor held someone. Muffled cries, tightly clasped hands, whispered prayers, or stories being shared. But me? Nothing. My wife never showed up. My so-called friends never asked. Not a single text, not even a lie to soften the unbearable sting. Just silence. Then the nurse handed me something, a letter, folded neatly in pale blue paper, her handwriting precise and careful. My mother had written it before the morphine stole her clarity. Her final act wasn't goodbye. It was a revelation. And with it, everything shifted. She began by telling me about Isla, the woman she met in college. Sharp, magnetic, the kind of person who could walk into a room and pull everyone into her orbit. Isla was bright and electric. I was quieter, more grounded. She said I kept her steady, and I believed her. Together, we built dreams, between coffee-fueled study sessions and late-night talks. We promised each other forever. Isla loved my mind, how I could think 10 steps ahead. We married young and started a consulting firm with my best friend, Marcus. Isla handled clients, I managed the numbers, and Marcus smoothed the edges. We were supposed to rise together. That's what I told myself, until 6 weeks ago. It started with her phone. A message preview flashed too quickly for me to catch the whole thing, but the name was wrong, hidden behind a fake contact. Something you don't do by accident. I didn't confront her, not yet. I watched late-night calls, sudden business trips, whispered laughter when she thought I was asleep. I dove into our company's finances, beneath dummy expenses and inflated consulting fees. I uncovered wire transfers to offshore accounts. Marcus was the architect. Isla's sign-off on it. They didn't just cheat on me. They stole from me, from the company I built, from the future we were supposed to share. And all this while my mother was dying, her lungs slowly filling with water as they smiled and schemed in my own home. I grieved her passing, but I grieved Isla and Marcus differently, with calculation. I didn't scream. I didn't accuse. I played the part of the loving husband, the trusting partner. But behind the scenes, I studied them, installed surveillance, hired a forensic accountant, quietly removed myself from shared assets, moved stock into shell companies, changed passwords, took everything that was mine, and then some they never noticed. Arrogance makes you blind. Meanwhile, I traced their affair back years. It wasn't passion. It was a hostile takeover. They wanted the company without me in it. The letter confirmed what I feared. Marcus came to see me. She wrote. He said I was overworked, offered to cover hospital bills in exchange for company shares. I told him no. I warned that if he touched one more thing that belonged to me, I'd expose him. I think they knew I suspected. They didn't just abandon me. They tried to erase me. So I stopped mourning. I started preparing the eulogy for them. The trap took 3 weeks. I waited until Marcus filed a patent, a fraudulent one, built on tech I developed years ago but registered under his name. Then I sent the emails. One to the board, one to our biggest investor, one to the IRS, and one more to Isla. It simply read, "You set yourself up." The fallout was merciless. Marcus was arrested first, wire fraud, intellectual property theft, tax evasion. I made sure the arrest happened on company grounds. Cameras rolling, staff watching. Isla tried to pivot, claiming innocence. But she forgot about the prenup we signed 10 years ago, before we had a dime, a fidelity clause, ironclad. She walked into our divorce hearing expecting half, and walked away with nothing, not even the house, which had been quietly transferred to my mother's name after her diagnosis. They never saw that coming. The next morning, I visited my mother's grave. Quiet and still, I told her the company was mine again, that those who use her name like currency would never profit. I left white roses, her favorite. She once told me, "Red roses are for lovers, not warriors." 2 weeks later, Isla sent a message. Just a single line. I never thought you'd actually do it. I didn't reply. She never truly saw me, not the way my mother did, not the way you need to see someone to love them right. Marcus remains in holding. His lawyer's still trying to bargain. But I'm not interested. He played a long game with a short mind. I was back bartending in the same town where we first met. The town where she once said I was the only man who ever made her feel safe. I suppose that's still true, just not in the way she imagined. Some nights, I replay it all. The silence in that hospital room, the coldness of my mother's hand slipping from mine. But then I remember the letter and how, even in death, she saw everything clearly. They left me alone in that room. But they forgot something crucial. You don't leave a strategist alone with pain. You give him time. And I don't waste time. Not anymore.